I've got 1:30 and call the Ways and Means General Fund Committee to order. Diane, if you call the halt. Here.
Representative South, Representative Paul.
I am.
Representative Blackshear,
Here.
Representative Bracy, Representative Easterbrook, Representative Kitchens,
Here.
Representative Lamb,
Here.
Representative Lee,
Here.
Representative McCampbell, Representative Mooney, Representative Sorrells,
Here.
Representative Sells,
Here.
Representative Warren, Representative Witt.
Here.
11 uniform.
Thank you, Ms. Harper. If I could have just a moment and make sure that all the committees on board and let the public know as well. So our plan is to transmit a substitute budget on or after the 17th next week. We will do a joint caucus briefing on the 18th. I think that's scheduled for 11 o'clock next Tuesday. And then all the budget bills, several of you have some, will come to committee on the 19th. For the most part, that's all we'll do in that committee meeting. There may be one bill we need to add to that and then plan to be on the floor on the calendar by the 25th, Tuesday the 25th, just so everybody will know. And we'll transmit that just as soon as we can. Certainly have everybody a copy before the caucus briefing. Ms. Harper, if you'll call the first bill on the calendar, please.
Okay, Representative 244 by Representative Crawford. Guardians ad litem compensation for appointed guardian ad litem in certain juvenile cases increased.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Please hold the suggestion there.
Well, welcome, Chairman.
We have requesting to move the 2,500 cap to 5,000 cap for these juvenile cases for the attorney that's appointed. Those juveniles are getting the services, we just don't have to change counsel. And so it should be a lot better for the juveniles to have a counsel that they're familiar with than having to change counsel. So this is what this request is. I think 2,500 was set about 21 years ago. So we think it's better for the child, and it shouldn't be any more expense to the court that pays the bills.
And do you for the benefit of the committee, do you want to just kind of cover if anyone saw the first physical note versus the second physical note?
The first note was 900 and something thousand. They calculated that by taking the number of cases, 366, something like that, and making it about $5,000. It's assuming that that everyone's just going to max out, and they're going to max out 5,000. But in essence, they're getting that service. It's just a different attorney. So we had a chance to talk with them about it, and they agreed that it really didn't explain the circumstances, so they redid the physical note to say that it was undetermined. Current law is 2,500, and the new law would be 5,000, and 366 claims have exceeded the cap last year. So, but we're thinking that if you have a second attorney that takes over, they have to come up to speed on what was done. So that hourly charge, if that first attorney already knows about it, he can just stay with the juvenile. So it should be level or go down.
Thanks, sir. Any questions by members?
Move for favorable
Have a
report. I would
motion,
make
Lee.
one comment. It shouldn't be times 5,000. It should only be times 2,500 additional. Okay.
That's right. Have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Chairman Crawford, your bill receives a favorable report. Thank you, sir.
Please.
Next bill on the calendar, Ms. Harper.
Senate Bill 22 by Senator Jones, Local Emergency Management Organizations, contract letting, director certification, salaries, and federal funds further provided for.
Senator?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. This is a bill dealing with local emergency management. I believe the companion bill may have passed out of here. I'm not 100% sure on that. But this basically adjusts the CLEM certified director's salary It does some cleanup to ensure that federal EMA funds, we don't miss out on those. There was kind of a situation where if the localities adjusted the salary, then they lost all of the state supplement because they're trying to pay a competitive wage. So it does some cleanup on that. It allows for recommendations of coursework for the EMA. So it's kind of a cleanup bill, but also adjust that salary for the director from our friends at ACCA, and they're here if we need some more detail that I can't provide. They're happy to give that.
Thank you, Senator Jones. I believe we have an amendment. Representative Witt.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Everyone has amendment, copy of the amendment there in their package. Replaces lines 156 through 158 on page 6 with the following: $17,000 for each local emergency management. Replace line 223 on page 8 with the following: a salary supplement shall not be paid to certified local emergency management directors who receive the status on or before October 1, 2023, until the beginning of the fiscal year following the completion of the requirements and designation by the director of the Alabama Emergency Management Agency. Replace lines 270 through 276 on page 10 with the following: Section 2, this act shall become effective on October 1, 2023, following its passage and approval by the governor or its otherwise becoming law.
Thank you,
Offer
sir.
that amendment, sir.
Do I have a motion? So moved. Second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The amendment is adopted. Senator?
I have a question.
Yes, sir, Ms. Hall.
You mentioned something about the ARPA funds. What impact does that?
No, ma'am. There's nothing about the ARPA funds in here. It's, I'm trying to think of what I may have said that sounded like ARPA, but it deals with CLEM certified directors and some of the local funds. The way the bill was written, if you went over $40,000 locally, then you lost all of the state match.
Oh,
So it was a
yes.
disincentive basically for locals to be competitive with what they're paying folks. So we kind of untied that
Okay.
in the bill.
Thank you, Senator. And back on the bill, SB 22, do I have a motion? Have a motion? Second?
Second.
Witt. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Your bill receives a favorable report, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yep,
members of
thank you,
the committee.
Senator. It's a good bill. Next bill, Ms. Harper.
Senate Bill 68 by Senator Chambliss, Retirement Systems of Alabama reopen state police Tier 2 plan to certain ALEA employees certified by APOS, modifies Tier 2 benefits and clarifies that employee of ALEA who is APOS certified is a state policeman.
Representative Pettis. Welcome, sir.
You did a great job there. I did too. This is the same bill this committee's had the last 3 or 4 years. I've carried it in the House. It never made it
Keep
to the
saying.
Senate. So this year we started in the Senate, it passed out of the Senate unanimously. And I bring it here today. What this does,
He has so far.
it kind of changes to Tier 2 retirement for our state police. It gives them 1 year for every 5 years of service, same as our municipal and county officers have. It also lets them retire after 25 years of service.
Thanks, sir. Any questions, members? I hear a motion? So moved. Second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you, Representative Pettis.
Thank y'all.
That's good legislation. Appreciate the support. Next bill, Ms. Harper.
Senate Bill 14 by Senator Chambliss, courts exempted motions of contempt of a previously ordered protection from abuse judgment from having to pay court costs or filing fees.
Representative Halsey, welcome.
Good afternoon, thank you.
First time coming in front of the Ways and Means General Fund.
Any committee for that.
Okay, okay.
So y'all treat me very nicely, please. Thank you, Chairman Reynolds and my fellow reps. It's nice to see you guys today. Basically, what Senate Bill 114 does is it takes current law, which basically reads that no court cost or fee shall be assessed for the filing and service of a petition for protection order or the issuance or registration of protection order. What this does is it adds exempting the same
Any questions from the committee?
Well, since he brought up that it was your first committee meeting, I think you've got a good bill here. I'm sure there will be many questions that come before you, maybe about the process of legislation when you get to the floor, but I would move for a favorable report.
So moved. And second, Ms. Hall. All in favor say aye. Opposed? You receive your first favorable report. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Ms. Harper, next bill.
You want to go with Ms. Drummond's bill?
We do, and I concur if Ms. Hall wants to do that.
Okay. House Bill 52 by Representative Drummond, pardons and paroles to further provide for residential transition centers.
All right, so, listen, you heard that the one thing that's in the bill, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair and members, that if you look at this bill provide for at least one of the facilities would be a women's facility. If you go down to line 26, the way it's stated, the pardon and paroles may establish and maintain one or more residential facilities. And in order for there to be one for females, I suggest that we amend by adding the word "to." But, Mrs. Right, right.
So the amendment would be on line 26.
Line
replace-
26, replacing one by
One.
adding the word
Add
"to."
two. Any questions on the amendment? Motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The amendment is adopted.
If there are no further questions, I would ask the adoption of the,
We're now back on the bill. Do I have a motion? You have a motion second? So moved. All in favor say aye.
aye.
Opposed? The bill receives a favorable report. Thank you, committee.
Thank you.
So moved.
Thank you.